Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
All right, so we're diving deep today into the career of Lil Durk.
Yeah.
A pretty prominent figure in like modern hip hop, right?
Absolutely.
You know, he's blended that Chicago drill sound
Yes.
with trap and melodic rap, and you know, he's really kind of taken over the scene, right?
He has.
It's like we're going way beyond just like the hits that everyone knows.
Mm-hmm.
We've got, we've got articles, interviews, like even some of your own personal notes from like your research.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I've been looking forward to this one.
Yeah. So like, I think it'll be pretty interesting to like, you know, really get into the nitty gritty of like Lil Durk's story.
Yeah. You know what's really fascinating about Lil Durk? Like when you really look at him, Derek Banks is his real name.
Okay.
It's kind of like his ability to like bridge these different worlds.
Yeah.
You know, he's taken that raw sound, you know, the often really harsh sound of Chicago's drill scene.
Yeah.
And blended it with like this melodic sensibility, you know, trap and mainstream hip hop, right?
Yeah.
And created something that's like both authentic, but also undeniably catchy.
It's true. And, you know, thinking about those like early days, you know, in Inglewood, you can't really separate him from that environment. You know, you've got poverty, gang violence, limited opportunities.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just like it was a tough reality. And that's like really kind of what gave birth to drill music.
Yeah.
Can you talk a bit about that? I mean, for people who might not be super familiar with, like, you know, what drill is all about.
Drill. Okay. So, you know, for the uninitiated, right, it's this subgenre of hip hop.
Okay.
And it really emerged from the south side of Chicago, you know, in the early 2010s.
Okay.
And it's characterized by these gritty lyrics and often kind of dark, minimalist beats.
Right.
Think of it as like this stark, hard-hitting soundscape that really reflects the realities of street life.
Right.
You know, it wasn't about like glamorizing violence.
Right.
It was about reflecting like the lived experiences of young people in those environments. People like Lil Durk.
Absolutely. And he wasn't just like witnessing this, right?
No.
He was living it.
Exactly.
This wasn't just a backdrop. This was his life, you know?
Yeah.
Losing friends and family to street violence, you know, navigating the pressures of his environment. All of that became like recurring themes in his music.
Exactly. And, you know, that authenticity, it just bleeds through those early mixtapes.
Right. And for, you know, people who might not be familiar, mixtapes are kind of like these self-produced albums. It's like a way for artists to build a following outside of, you know, the traditional music industry structure.
Right. You know, they were huge in like the early rise of hip hop. And for Durk, you know, his 2011 mixtape, I'm a Hitta, that was pivotal. You know, it was raw, unfiltered.
Right.
And it included like this track
that
became a drill anthem, L's anthem.
Yeah. I mean, that song really put him on the map, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It wasn't long after that he was signed to Def Jam Recordings. Talk about a breakout moment, right?
Yeah, huge moment.
But even with that, like even as he was signing with this major label, Lil Durk didn't like stay confined to that pure drill sound.
Right.
His music started to evolve.
Right. And as he matured, so did his music.
Right.
We start to see this, you know, this evolution in mixtapes like Signed to the Streets from 2013.
Hi.
He's still rapping about street life, the struggles, the losses.
Right.
But there's this this new layer of introspection. More melodies kind of creeping in. And then, you know, Remember My Name in 2015. That kind of solidified it, you know.
Okay.
He was more than just a drill artist.
Right.
He was becoming like a force in hip hop.
You know, he really found a way to balance that hardness of drill with something more relatable, more vulnerable.
Definitely.
And it was a smart move because that's what starts to attract that attention from outside of the Chicago scene.
You get those collaborations with French Montana, Meek Mill, Young Thug. it broadens his reach.
Right.
Showcases his versatility.
Yeah, and those collaborations, they weren't just features.
No, they were like strategic moves.
Yeah.
He was proving he could hold his own alongside these established names.
Absolutely.
Showcasing that ability to like blend his own unique style with, all these different sounds.
Right.
It was like a stepping stone, setting the stage for something even bigger to come.
Speaking of evolution, that Drake collaboration, that was like a game changer.
Right.
Right. That wasn't just a hit.
Nope.
That was like a rocket launching him into a whole new stratosphere of success.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that Drake feature, that was huge.
It really was.
Like, it was a massive moment for Lil Durk when Laugh Now, Cry Later dropped in 2020. Suddenly, he's on a track with like one of the biggest names in music.
Right.
And he's topping the Billboard charts, reaching a whole new audience.
It's like that Drake, cosign. It gave him like this instant validation.
It did, like a stamp of approval from like hip-hop royalty.
Yeah, exactly. And he didn't waste that opportunity.
No.
What I find really interesting is that he kept pushing like creative boundaries.
Yes.
Remember Love Songs for the Streets too?
Yeah.
That project, I think that surprised some people.
It definitely showcased a different side of Lil Durk.
Right.
You have this artist who's known for, these gritty street narratives.
Right.
And he's dropping an album filled with songs about love, loyalty, heartbreak. It wasn't like a complete departure from his earlier work, but it was a clear evolution.
Yeah, like tracks like Green Light, Bougie, featuring Meek Mill. Like, they really showcase this like
absolute
new dimension to his artistry.
Yeah.
Proving that he could do it all.
He could do it all.
Balancing, those harder edge themes with something more introspective, more emotional.
And then, that leads us to The Voice.
Right.
An album that was released the same year as Laugh Now, Cry Later.
Okay.
But with a much heavier, more personal tone. This wasn't just Durk, like, rapping about life on the streets.
Right,
This was him processing real profound loss.
You're talking about the loss of his brother, D-Thang, and his close friend and collaborator, King Von. I mean, those tragedies deeply affected him.
They did.
And it's all over that album.
Yeah. The Voice is raw.
Yeah.
It's vulnerable. It's incredibly powerful. You can hear the pain and grief in his voice on tracks like Stay Down and Backdoor.
Right.
But there's also this underlying sense of determination.
Yeah.
This will to keep going despite the immense weight he was carrying.
I was blown away by the vulnerability on The Voice.
Yeah.
You mentioned determination. And that's what really strikes me about Lil Durk. He channels those experiences into his music.
Right.
And in a way, it becomes a source of strength.
Absolutely.
Not just for him, but for his listeners, too.
It resonates with people who have experienced like similar hardships.
Right.
Similar losses.
Yeah.
It becomes this reminder that they're not alone in their struggles.
Yeah, and it's not just about surviving, right?
Oh.
It's about finding a way to thrive.
It is.
Despite the odds.
And, his 2022 album, 7220, named after his grandmother's house.
Yeah.
It's a testament to that.
I mean, that album was huge.
Yeah.
Debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, cementing his place as a chart-topping artist.
Absolutely.
And you can't talk about 7220 without mentioning Broadway Girls.
Oh, yeah.
That collaboration with Morgan Wallen.
Yeah. The country star.
Yeah, it was unexpected.
It was a bold move.
Yeah.
And it paid off. I mean, it just goes to show you Lil Durk's willingness to push boundaries, defy genre conventions, reach new audiences.
Right.
And the song was a smash hit.
Yeah.
It further solidified like his crossover appeal.
It was a genius move.
Yeah.
You had, the country audience discovering Lil Durk.
Right.
And hip hop fans getting introduced to Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, this cultural exchange.
It was
it broadened both of their fan bases.
Yeah, exactly.
And this goes beyond music.
All right.
You see Lil Durk's influence in fashion, in pop culture. He's got partnerships with brands like Beats by Dre. He's making appearances at these high-profile events. He's become like a cultural icon.
And what's really inspiring is that he hasn't forgotten where he came from.
No, he hasn't.
You know, he came from a place where opportunities were limited. Success seemed like a distant dream.
Absolutely.
And now he's using his platform to give back.
To inspire others.
Yeah, to inspire others.
So in a whole generation like, it is possible to overcome adversity, to achieve your goals, no matter where you start.
And we can't forget about only the family or OTS, his imprint.
Yeah, his imprint.
It's not just a record label.
No, it's not.
Right.
It's a way for him to support artists from similar backgrounds, to give them a chance to shine.
It's like he's creating a legacy.
Absolutely.
You know, not just through his music, but through the opportunities that he's providing for others.
It's about lifting each other up.
Right.
Sharing success.
Yeah.
Staying true to his roots.
And that brings us to, like, the heart of Lil Durk's impact.
Yeah.
His music isn't just entertainment.
No, it's not.
It's a reflection of real life, of the struggles and the triumphs.
Yeah. Of a generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's giving a voice to the voiceless, you know, those who've been overlooked, marginalized.
He's bringing those complex realities of street life, of urban communities to the forefront. Yeah, you know, forcing us to pay attention.
It's interesting because listen to his music, you can really feel the weight of his experiences. Yeah, but you also hear this message of hope.
Yes.
Resilience. It's like he's saying, look, this is where I come from.
Right.
This is what I've been through, but I'm still here. I'm still fighting.
Exactly.
Or you can too.
And that message resonates with people from all walks of life.
Right.
You don't have to have grown up in Inglewood.
Right.
You don't have to have, you know, experienced those same hardships to connect with, you know, the emotions, the struggles.
The triumphs that he's rapping about.
It's that authenticity.
Yeah.
That vulnerability that makes him so relatable.
Exactly.
He's not trying to be anyone but himself.
Yeah, it's just being Durk.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what makes him such a powerful force in music and in culture.
Lil Durk's journey is it's a testament to the power of talent.
Absolutely.
Hard work and resilience. I mean, think about it.
Think about it.
He's faced immense challenges, personal tragedies, systemic barriers, and he's never given up.
Never given up.
He turned his pain to purpose, and he's using his platform to
inspire and uplift others.
You know, as we wrap up this this deep dive into Lil Durk's world, it really makes you think what other artists are out there who are using their platform to make a difference.
To connect with audience.
To connect with audiences on that same level of authenticity, resilience. Right. That's a great question to consider.
It is. It is.
You know, it's about looking beyond the surface, the charts, the hype, and recognizing the artists who are using their voice to tell those real stories, to inspire change, to connect with people on a deeper level.
Yeah, we really hope you've enjoyed this.
I hope so.
Deep dive into Lil Durk's incredible journey.
What a story.
What a story, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a story of triumph over adversity.
Absolutely.
It's about using your experiences, no matter how difficult, to create something powerful and meaningful.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And just maybe it's inspired you to seek out other artists, other stories, that challenge you,
that inspire you. Keep exploring.
Keep exploring.
Keep listening.
Keep listening.
And keep diving deep.
And we'll keep diving with you.
Today is your lucky day. Today is the day that our $3 website works for you, paying you directly to your PayPal daily. Imagine $3 ongoing continuous payments to your PayPal account. Imagine falling asleep and waking up to $300 in your PayPal account. How would this make you feel? How could this help you? What bills could you pay? What kind of fun could you have? What does that retirement look like now? All for a one-time payment of $3. This website is DFY done for you, fully built and completely hosted, and never stops collecting payments for you. You have spent $3 on coffee on a regular, but that coffee won't help you create multiple streams of income. Click the link below.